Nobody's on stream with me. What do I got my headphones in for? Welcome to Hashtag Sports, everybody. Paul, and boy, oh boy, has life gotten interesting. The Cardinals have officially released DeAndre Hopkins. This news came out about a little bit after 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. The Cardinals are in a bad way, and DeAndre had wanted out. It had been pretty, pretty vocal that he had wanted out. They're going to likely designate him as a June 1st release or post-June 1st release. It's old term, but it's what everybody still uses to try and break up some of that monstrous salary that he's got. Not subject to waivers, DeAndre Hopkins is a free agent. That is it. He can go anywhere for any money. Listen, Buffalo's been the primary target for him. People have been trying to goat him into saying that Buffalo is where he wants to be. Now, question, is D-Hop a bill? It's one of those things. We're in a not yet scenario, right? So just because DeAndre Hopkins is a free agent doesn't mean he's going to sign with Buffalo. Buffalo doesn't really have a lot of money in order to give him. But I'm not really sure he's too worried about the money. He just got paid the money. And if this is about him going to win on a one-year deal, D-Hop's going to get paid next offseason regardless, right? So unless the hard part here is that D-Hop can't go to a place where he's going to lose value, right? He's got to go to a place where he's going to be able to maintain or establish additional value. He did have sort of a down year last year, battled with some injuries, and of course he had a 4-foot-tall quarterback who could barely throw the ball 25 yards down the field. But hey, to each their own, right? We all make our choices. But DeAndre Hopkins is officially a free agent, and you have to imagine that his first phone call is to Buffalo, and likely Buffalo is known that he was going to get released for a bit of time. These things are not a shock, so Buffalo has probably already been working this for a few days at this point, and then trying to figure out how to make it all happen. Now, here's the great thing about this. You have to look at what Buffalo has done in the offseason. I think we all said, well, Buffalo's got to, you got Gabe. You got to figure out what you're going to do with Gabe Davis. D-Hop's a free agent. I don't think you worry about that, right? I don't think you're worried about Gabe Davis's future. You just added Dalton Kincaid. You've added some younger wide receivers. Again, you're pushing chips into the table, man. And this is just the move that you make in order to get yourself over the hump. Probably sign him to a 3-year deal with 2 voidable years at the backside to pay him a little bit more money than what you can afford in reality. But D-Hop is a dangerous weapon. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He is your contested ball, go get it type of wide receiver who loves to see volume. So does Diggs, right? And that means that the physical run game, again, Buffalo's kind of signaled that physical run game is not going to be a major part of their offense. That's pretty accurate. And Josh Allen, again, has garnered the attention of DeAndre Hopkins. So you have to imagine that Buffalo looks like the number one stop for him as far as any sort of free agent contract negotiations. Now, again, the money's not really there. You can make some things happen, right? And the way that you do that is normally you sign a contract for longer than you expect the player to be there. So as an example, Buffalo might sign DeAndre Hopkins to what is inked as a 3-year deal, but there's 2 what's called voided years on the backside. You can add many of them. Like if you go look at like Chris Godwin's contract, I think he's got 4 or 5 voided years to spread out money. So you could do that, and it helps kind of hide that dollar that you're going to pay him. So you could pay DeAndre now and kind of worry about the tab on that later. And if you're Buffalo, I think you know what you have to do. Health aside, DeAndre healthy as a weapon is dangerous. DeAndre, even at a percentage of the snap share that he's used to seeing, is still dangerous. From a package standpoint, from an offense standpoint, I don't know how Buffalo doesn't become the number one contender for a Super Bowl if they sign DeAndre Hopkins. It'd be a real hard bargain to tell me that Buffalo isn't the number one contender in order to make the Super Bowl or win the Super Bowl if they sign D-Hop. And again, I'm trying to be an objective Bills fan as much as possible, but the thought of that weapon is just simply too much for me to ignore. Goodness gracious. You want to talk about catch radius. He's a bully when he runs routes, everything that you'd ask for. Now, here's what's really interesting. You signed DeAndre Hopkins. He's not going to cost you a compensatory pick because now it's after the deadline. So signing D-Hop to a 1-year deal, Homeboy is free as far as that's concerned. It's not like the standard free agency pool where you lose compensatory picks or possible compensatory picks by signing bigger name free agents. Not worried about that. Richard Young coming in. He's trash without his PEDs. Buffalo's got an award-winning strength and conditioning department. I'm not worried about that, Richard. It's one of those things you got to trust the process, and that's what you got to do. Hey, there we go. Another comment. I've never seen Zagrem91. Thank you for joining us in the comment section. Honestly, I'd love to see D-Hop in a Bills jersey. Yeah, absolutely. And what he brings you is a dependable target. Oh, hey, what's going on, Chris?
Oh, sorry.
Hey, what's up, bud? So that's a 10-year-old coming into, I don't know, you're getting socks? Yep. All right, good luck. Okay, cool. So D-Hop is, again, a free agent, and it doesn't happen when a top 5 wide receiver, I say top 5 generously, if we're considering last year as a thing, right? I'm saying last year didn't happen. D-Hop is a top 5 receiver. It's just one of those things, it absolutely incredible. The fact that he is a free agent. I can't believe the Cardinals released him. They'd been trying to trade him. But this is a sign of what a bad team does with a bad contract. Hey, what's up, Texas 84? He's coming. I say it's an 80% chance. Yeah, it doesn't really matter if you don't have enough money. So I see this comment. You're going to see this comment a lot. It doesn't really matter if you have enough money. You could probably pay D-Hop $10-12 million. And then if you make it a 1-year contract, but with 3 voidable years, D-Hop's only going to cost you $4 million. Like it's very doable. The money, it's not about the cash. The Bills have the cash to do it. It's about how do you account for that money on the backside. To say the Buffalo doesn't have money is just not true. Now, are you going to rob that from future years? Oh, 100% you are. But you go get a Lombardi. I don't give a damn what you spend this year. And that's kind of the way that I look at that. And you look at, hey, great comment by Andrew. You think of the red zone, right? Well, first, the Bills got to get to the red zone. But the red zone was a big problem for them last year. You add Kincaid, you still have Knox. You add D-Hop now. Damian Harris is a dangerous red zone back. The Bills are a problem inside of the 20. And that wasn't the case for them last year. They were really weak inside the 20-yard line at times. And, hey, that's what you got to do. And if you got to go to players and say, listen, hey, can we kind of thin out some money here? Because, we got this guy over here. I don't know if you heard of him, but it looks like he wants some money. And I think he gets us, over the edge. Some of those veterans who are near the end, maybe that's what you do. I don't think you have to do that, though. Buffalo's certainly got enough wiggle room, certainly has enough money to be able to make it happen. And you may see D-Hop sign what looks like a long contract, but it really is only a 1-year deal. I think that's kind of the expectation. All right, everybody, Paul from Hashtag, have a good one. Hey, best of luck in the DeAndre Hopkins sweepstakes. Listen, guys, if you think it's about money, I'm telling you it's not. It's not about money. D-Hop, if he comes here on a playoff team, performs at an even average level, he's still going to maintain incredible value in the next year's free agency class. So don't worry about that. DeAndre Hopkins is not chasing a payday. He got that with Arizona already and saw that the grass isn't always greener and he needed out. Hey, Paul from Hashtag, have a good one.
Hello, fellow Bills fans. Sean Rogers, realtor and lead of the Mr. Rogers Homes team. Did you know that real estate is one of the best ways to build wealth? And right now is one of the best times to own an investment property in Arizona? Please reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to answer any of your questions so we can take the next step to your financial freedom here in the Valley of the Sun, utilizing real estate. As always, God bless America and go Buffalo!